You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
All right. I am full of caffeine and ready to fucking spaz out. I guess you'll just have to listen to see what happens. At what point will I fully spaz out? I don't know. Maybe I won't spaz out at all. But I'm right there. I'm on the razor's edge. I'm a slug crawling across a razor. God knows what's going to happen. Radio streamer, good to see ya. Radio streamer knows what's going on. He knows what time it is. He has once again claimed the best karma, he's advising me, or he's telling me here. And what does that mean? Well, as you know, if you've ever watched this channel before, I dole out a pretty generous amounts of good karma for people subscribing to the channel and also liking the streams. But the first like is a very special like. That's double karma. Again, that's double the already very generous good karma that I'm doling out. Hey, we got Xerxes in the chat. Good to see ya. Never going to stop doing that. Let's see. POTUS George Kirby in the chat. Good to see you. Mainline the caffeine. That's great advice. Let's see. Now, George Kirby, you're going to be very pleased to know that I did manage to check out Leonard Patterson. So I've got some stuff on that tonight. So that's happening. But that'll be way, way later in the show. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, we are streaming right now live to Rumble and YouTube. The YouTube part of this will probably go on for about a quarter of the whole stream. Maybe an hour, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But at some point, I will be cutting off. I will be shutting down the YouTube stream. It should be obvious why I'm doing that. Because of the censorship, because of the Stalinism there, because of the totalitarianism on YouTube. They don't like us saying what we want. They don't like me saying what I want. They don't like you guys saying what you want in the chat. They don't like it. They don't want you to say it. They don't want you to hear it. So there's a lot of censorship problems I've been having with YouTube. So therefore, YouTube doesn't get the whole stream. They get the beginning part just long enough to inform everybody that if you want the whole thing, the whole enchilada, you got to come over to Rumble because Rumble's the best place. Obviously. I mean, they actually want you to be able to hear what you want, to be able to say what you want, to be able to think what you want. I mean, I don't know. It's just a no-brainer to me. Drink some goddamn coffee and come over to Rumble. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, we're going to be there a little while still. We'll be there, I don't know, maybe an hour. I don't know. We'll see how we feel. We'll see how bitter I am. How bitter and resentful I am towards YouTube. But probably be about an hour. Let's see. We got Rosie in the chat. Good to see ya. I think Rosie also gets I think that's going to be for all ladies in the chat from now on. I always get that because it's a special thing. Because it's basically 99% male here. So, you know, if it makes you feel special, it's because you are. All right. Let's see. Oh, Rosie says, once again, I still have Jesus. You get karma. But did Jesus say anything specifically against karma, though? I'm not recalling anything. You know, when he said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's and give unto God what is God's, he wasn't talking about karma. He never mentioned karma. So I don't know. I think you're still good for the karma. Let's see. We missed radio last time. Was Radio Streamer not here? I think he wasn't for the last one. We're doing a lot of streams now, though. So, you know, not everybody's going to make them every time. George Kirby says, everyone should hear that Leonard Patterson speech. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I've got it. We'll be getting to it later on. So I listened to you guys. Let's see. I don't want you guys running down my karma in the chat. I really don't. I think it's really just kind of like a like positive vibes thing. I don't know. Anyway, if you have any testimonials of that you did click the like or subscribe to the channel and then something positive happened to you, put it in the chat. If you click the like and that night you had the best sleep you'd had in a long time, that was me. Right? If you found like a couple of bucks in the cushions of your couch, you can thank me. You can thank Radio Baloney if you press the button, if you subscribe to the channel. All right. All right. Hit the like button. JDL, good to see you. Oh, everybody's showing up early tonight. All right. So what are we gonna do tonight? What are we gonna talk about? Well, I got some new things for you. So we've got it's Friday night, so we pull out all the stops. So we're gonna obviously do the.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And I believe Radio Streamer has a list of the things that we haven't asked the internet if they're racist or not yet. So that's a segment where you guys ask, you guys put it in the chat, and we find out if something is racist or isn't. Spoiler alert, it probably is. What do we got? Of course, we'll do our fact checks.
Fact check.
And you guys can request fact checks as well. A lot of audience and audience participation on this show. Got a new one for you guys, a new one. Now, you might have heard that Grok 2.0 is out. So Grok is the X, formerly Twitter, AI. And now it's doing images. So we've got a little thing called Will Grok Do It? And we're going to ask Grok to make images for us, offensive images, and see if it'll do it. Now, you might have noticed that this image, let me play it again for you. That is not an AI generated image. And the reason it's not is because I tried to get the Grok AI to do something like that, and it just wouldn't get it quite right for me. So it's not perfect. It's not going to do everything. In fact, it's kind of hard to get it to do anything right. So it took me like about 3 minutes to do that image, and I spent like half an hour or so on AI trying to get something like that, and it really didn't work. So anyway, we'll try. We'll see what we can do. We've got a is it real or is it parody tonight?
You're right. It's fact.
Is it though?
It's a total fabrication.
Ooh, which one is it? You guys will have to find out. That's coming up as well. And then, of course, we're going to have Grok versus Trudeau. I've got a really good one for tonight. We've got our puppy palate cleanser, which we're kind of mixing puppy palate cleanser with kitten corner. So put them all in one, and it works out great that way. No Justin Trudeau in these either, trying to give these adorable puppies and kittens cross-sex hormones or puberty blockers. So it's not a bad, it's not an ugly ending to any of this. Not the way that Justin Trudeau would like it. We're going to talk about Apple. Apple apparently not a big fan of white people. Is that a surprise? Is that a surprise? Yes, they've got some woke racist stuff going on. Of course they do. We're going to take a look at that. Trump Force 2 carrying JD Vance makes emergency landing in Milwaukee after malfunction with the door seal. So what's next? They're going to like cut the, wouldn't it just be easier to cut the car brakes? Cut the brakes on their cars? I mean, what? I hope they've got food tasters. So what, this is the second time that a Trump plane has been forced to land because of a malfunction in, what is it, 1.5 weeks or something? Come on. No, Trump wasn't on this one. He wasn't on this one. It was JD Vance on it. Maybe they thought Trump was going to be on it. But come on. This is getting to the point of absurdity now. We'll take a look at that. Kamala complains about the price of food under her administration, vows to fix it. Yeah, and there's a lot more behind it. So we got to just start calling her Commie Kamala. And it's not Kamalanomics, it's Commienomics is what it is. So she's got all kinds of price fixing schemes, just basic straight up communism at this point. She's crazy. I got a little video of her talking about nationalizing shit. That's not a good idea. Ask Venezuela. And then we're going to go into a little bit of details about why food is more expensive, if this price fixing thing is going to actually do anything. We'll take a look at some news on Trump here. Trump's bringing in Tulsi Gabbard for debate prep. I think that's a good idea. We got stuff on Kamala Harris here, lots of stuff on Commie Kamala, who just appears to be just a straight up commie. Whether she believes any of it, whether she just thinks it's politically expedient because the public, the people who vote for her, are just stupid enough, I don't know. What do we got here? We're going to talk about... Yeah, we're going to talk about the assassination attempt here. And it's just obvious at this point, this wasn't just a fluke. It wasn't just this kid somehow outsmarted the entire Secret Service and the local police and everything. There's just no way. Anyway, let's continue. Election stuff. We got Kevin O'Leary talking about Kamala's commie plans. Of course, the WEF, the World Economic Forum, never lets us down with their crazy dystopian ideas. We'll take a look at that. We got some stuff on Tim Walz here. He's just a terrible person as far as I can tell. Just an awful, dirty, filthy commie. And then we've got all of this stuff that I've curated over the last few days now, since Tuesday. We've got some of these going on. You know what these ones are for. You know what these ones are for. Now, this one here, Lizzo tried to dance while wrapped in Balenciaga tape. This one, it's not political. There's no moral to the story. There's no message in this.
Maybe Lizzo has been...
There's no message in this. I'm not trying to teach anything. I'm not going to give you a lecture about wokeism or body positivity or anything like that. This is here for one reason and one reason only. I think you guys know what that is. In fact, let's just do it right now.
Keeping up with the Kardashians. The 34-year-old Grammy winner channeled Kim Kardashian on her September 2022 Elle UK cover by wrapping herself in yellow Balenciaga caution tape. On Wednesday, the songstress gave fans...
I was going to save that. I was going to save it, but I couldn't help myself. Let's refresh this, make sure we got everything that I put in there. Oh, there's a terrible person. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff here. We got Pedro Pascal. You might be surprised on my take on this, actually. You might be surprised. I show mercy. All kinds of things that I think you guys might enjoy. We got adorable animals. We've got people who should definitely be deported. Let's see. We've got Justin Trudeau. We got Pierre Poilievre in here, talking some common sense. Joe Rogan. We got dog stuff about animals. I know you guys love that. We got Matt Walsh. We got a little scene here from his documentary, Am I Racist? Which is pretty funny, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing this. Douglas Murray. I know you guys love Douglas Murray. I do too. There's so much here. We got Millet, who's just super based and badass. Love him. There's Kevin O'Leary. We've got these sorts of things. I mean, what is going on here? Obviously, death of Western civilization theme there. There's Putin, a guy standing in front of Putin. Probably not a great idea. I wonder what happened there. Tons and tons of stuff. Tons and stuff. Who's that? Good Lord. Tons and tons of stuff. And it's going to take us all goddamn night to get through it. Lots of caffeine. Enough caffeine for me to spaz out? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. All right, everybody. Let's go back to the top, and then I'm going to take a look at the chat before we move forward. Do we have likes in the chat? Do we have likes on the stream yet? Let me check. Let's see. We've got three. That's it. Come on. Let's go. Let's get some more likes on the stream. We need more karma. Let's see. I'm looking forward to what you guys come up with for the what kind of images you guys want to try and get Grok to do. I'm not feeling a lot of confidence that it'll do anything right. Maybe it'll be funny anyway. Let's see. Let me take a quick look at the chat here. Okay, the more I look at the chat, I think you guys don't even care about the stream very much. You guys are just talking to each other, which is fine. It's fine. I want you guys to have a good time, however you see fit. Xerxes saying, like the Lounge Lizard music. Yeah, I tried to get something kind of close to the Bob Ross painting show. Rosie says, Trugina. You all know it that I love it. I love it when you guys drop a Trugina in the chat. That's our name for Trudeau on this channel. We're a Trugina channel. I know that we get some turd-ginas in here sometimes from Antipop, but and that's good too. You can do that if you want, but we're really a Trugina channel here. And of course, that's a combination of the name Trudeau and the word vagina. And if you watch Grok versus Trudeau later in the stream, you'll understand why. Oh, we got another Trugina from Radio Streamer, Castro Trugina the first. Kirby's also dropped a Trugina in the chat. Just in Trugina caused monkeypox. What?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
That's what Trudeau's doctor said when Trudeau showed him the monkeypox. All right. Radio Streamer says, I don't have proof he wasn't at a Dark Limbs festival in blackface. What's that? I don't understand what that is. I've never heard of that before. But if it's like a place that you'd get monkeypox, then that's, yeah. Xerxes says, Walsh, commie too. Yep. Kamala and Walsh are both commies, as far as I can tell. They're not hiding it. They think it's going to help them. Maybe it will. I mean, maybe nobody cares. Maybe the media machine is so powerful that nobody even fucking gives a shit. They just want to be told what to do. They just want to be told what to do by people who have a fake, authority, some fake authority figures who do nothing but read lines that their producers wrote on teleprompters. They just want to follow those people. Remember when everybody was talking about how, when it came to the jab and everything, I was talking about, I'm following the science. I'm following the science. I was like, no, you're not following the science. No, you're following what somebody read off a fucking teleprompter. That's what you're following. You're not following the science. If they don't have anybody on there with any kind of dissenting point of view, if everybody they bring on, every expert they bring on, all agrees 100%, you're not following the science. You're following a narrative. You're following a narrative that is being read to you from a goddamn teleprompter. That's what you're following. You're a sheep. When is every expert in agreement on everything, on anything? When have all the experts ever been in agreement on anything, everywhere, all the time? That's not normal. That's a new thing. That's science-ism, is what that is. That's not science. It's science-ism. At best, people could say they were following the science-ism. Getting off to an early rant. That's good, though. It's good. It's good for my mental health to get that out of the way. JDL says, what is the Canadian dollar, US dollar currency exchange rate? I think it's like about a 137 right now, something like that. I don't know. Maybe we can take a quick peek. Hold on. Let me pull up another thing here. Let's see. USD CAD. Let's take a look. 137. 137. Yikes. There was a time, about a decade ago, that the Canadian dollar was, I think, on par with the US dollar. It was a good time to take a trip to the States. Now it's a good time to take a trip to Canada because our dollar is not worth anything. $1.37. That's incredible. That's Trudeau. That's Trudeau for you. Radio streamer says, for fuck's sakes, I was drinking water. Okay. Let's see. Did I say something that almost made you choke? I don't know. I think that happens sometimes, though. That's one of the hazards of watching this stream. I want to say to George Kirby as well that, somebody actually on the YouTube channel said that, I think subbed to my channel and said they were sent over from, they heard about me on Hard News Network from Hard Bastard there. So thank you for that, sir. And I think a couple of people might have joined on Rumble as well. So thanks for that. I appreciate that. I've also subscribed to Hard News. I watched a bit of a stream earlier today. I mean, they're like 5-hour streams. So I can't watch, I just can't watch 5-hour streams. It's too much. I don't have time. But I watched a bit of it and yeah, it sounds good. But I mean, it was only like probably 5 minutes or something. And I tried to watch a bit last night too, but the stream wouldn't, but the replay of the stream wouldn't work. Maybe it was too soon after we finished. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for that, Kirby. That's awesome. Let's see. Rumbum, how you doing? Says that I love that every time I come into a Radio Baloney stream, he's always keeping it oh so classy. And that's what I appreciate about you, Radio. I know he probably came in right when we did the fart part where we had Lizzo farting. I'm guessing. Not afraid to take it into the gutter. Xerxes says, I like Matt Walsh. Well, that's great because we got some Matt Walsh for you. Let's see. Take a little bit more look at the chat here before we get started. Kirby says grok for grok. So you're talking about when we try and get it to generate an image. The prompt is True Gina causing monkeypox while puppies are running away from him. Remember it for when we get to that segment. Xerxes says Walsh owns no property. Really? So maybe, well, then he's not really a commie. Because normally they have like 8 houses. Let's see. Xerxes says, good rant, Baloney. Well, I think you're correct on that. All right, let's get started. So, Apple, this one hurts me because like the computers are really good. That's what I use. I can't switch now. I don't use an Apple phone. I don't use like Apple. Rarely I would use like Apple TV or something like that. But it kind of hurts me because I mean, there's the problem. You can't boycott everything, right? All you can do is try and be as wise with your dollars as possible, right? So, I buy a computer and I'm not buying another computer for probably, I don't know, 3 years or 4 years or something like that, right? I'm not buying all this Apple shit all the time, but you can't boycott everything. You just have to try and minimize what you spend, the money you spend on awful corporations, because some things you just need, right? But you can still have an impact by not just giving them everything they ask for. So Apple Entrepreneur Camp, a one-on-one product-focused technology lab designed to empower underrepresented founders and developers, elevate their app-driven businesses, and build dynamic communities. So underrepresented founders and developers. I wonder, so that must be, see, for U.S. race and ethnicity for Apple, for their employees, white people are quite underrepresented. Only 42% of the workforce is white people. So they must be talking about white people here. It must be Must be DEI. It must be for those underrepresented white people at Apple. Let's see. I wonder. We believe apps for everyone should be made by everyone. Well, there's nobody fucking stopping anyone from making an app or doing any other goddamn thing. Entrepreneur Camp offers programming for founders and developers who are female. Now, notice there's an asterisk on female. What do you think that means? Can you guess? Can you imagine what that asterisk might be for female? Because they don't just say female, there's a little star there too that lets you know it means something else, really. But okay, so female and then something mysterious. Black, Hispanic, Latinx. I've done videos on Latinx. It's like there's like 3% of the Latino community that doesn't absolutely hate it. And then like that 3% doesn't really like it much either. But for some reason, like, you know, white, far leftist gender studies professor are just insisting on pushing this shit. Or indigenous and have the following app-driven business. So you got female, kind of, Black, Hispanic, Latinx, or indigenous. Somebody's left out of that. Huh. It seems like they forgot a group there. What could that group be? What could that group be? Oh, that's right. White men. White men. Because that's what diversity means, of course. No white men. That's diversity. That's equity. No white men. I mean, again, they said, what did they say up here? They say underrepresented. Well, at Apple, white people are underrepresented, and I can guess that white men are even more underrepresented. So none of this, it's all fucking bullshit. This is all far left ideology. This is not rooted in reality. It means nothing. This is just the strange fantasy, delusional, critical race theory, far leftist, Marxist ideology at work. Nothing means anything. Nothing's real. It just has to feel progressive. None of it has to be falsifiable. None of it has to be proven. None of it has to be real. It just has to feel progressive. That's the whole point. It has to feel like they're being anti-racist or inclusive. It doesn't matter what the reality is. They don't care. Nobody over in the far left cares. The academics don't care. The media doesn't care. None of them care. It's just, does it feel like it's progressive? And if it is, well, there you go. But what about that asterisk right there? What could that possibly be for? I mean, female, that's pretty simple, right? We're a sexually reproducing species, sexually dimorphic, male, female. So it seems like it'd be pretty simple, but there's that star there. I wonder, let's see. Where could it be? Right at the bottom here in tiny letters, it says, Apple believes that gender expression is a fundamental right. We welcome all women to apply to this program. Why did they hide it all the way down here at the bottom in the tiniest writing they could? Huh. So it's not females, it's not women. It's not just them. They've left white men out, but they've left that asterisk there. I wonder if anybody will take advantage of that. It looks like Apple Entrepreneur Camp is back on the menu, boys. What a retarded world we live in.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Why won't somebody tell that to Apple? Really? Why won't they tell that? Why won't somebody tell that to Apple?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Agreed, Norm. Agreed. Anyway, I think let's see. What else have any of you commented in the chat on this? Let's take a look. Xerxes says only commies like that Latinx thing. It's true. They are the only people who like it. Streamer says it's just another attempt at changing cultural norms to bring forth their own. Latinx is such a stupid concept. Well, it's because, Spanish is a gendered language, of course, and they don't like that because they don't think that gender's real or something. I don't know. Or there's a million genders, and they don't like that. They want it to be unisex. And obviously, that's totally stupid. And actually, frankly, I think by their own rules, it's fairly bigoted, right? Like, how is that not colonialism? Like, they're very anti-colonial, right? Well, how is that not colonialism? Trying to colonize their language, change their language, right? Again, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. That's why it's impossible to argue with them. Rumbum says, I could have sworn we had laws about not excluding people based on race, but what do I know? Progressives say white males have all the rights, and they don't, but lately seems it's whites not having any rights. Yeah, well, it is illegal, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because if nobody's willing to enforce the laws, well, are they even really laws at that point? All right, let's move on. What's going on here? Trump Force 2 carrying J.D. Vance makes emergency landing in Milwaukee after malfunction with the door seal. Now, Trump wasn't on the plane. Trump wasn't on the plane. Did they think he was going to be on the plane? I don't know. It's getting a little crazy, isn't it? Isn't it getting a little bit bananas? Like, all this stuff just keeps happening again. Trump and JD Vance, they need food tasters right now. Right now. They need people checking the brakes on their cars like every 3 seconds. They need guards just watching those cars all the time. I don't care if they're in a sealed garage. Somebody needs to be watching those. I mean, come on. At this point, I mean, two plane malfunction on Trump's planes, on Trump's plane in like 2 weeks or like a week and a half, however long it's been. The assassination attempt. I mean, come on. Come on. They're making it too damn obvious. In fact, let's go to Brett Weinstein wrote this. Important report. It's short. I suggest everyone read it. The report appears to falsify several widely discussed hypotheses about the assassination attempt on President Trump. Water tower sniper, window sniper, but it reveals and confirms inexplicable failures and departures from standard protocol and common sense, both in preparation for the event, failure to activate the agreed upon common radio communication channel, and the investigation that followed. Roof washing, premature release of crime scene, and disposal of Crook's body. So that's a new detail, that they very quickly cremated Crooks's body, which I don't know if you're trying to cover something up, you try to get rid of evidence. His body was evidence. How that could have been useful, I don't know, but it would not have been. But there's lots of things that are unexpected, that are maybe even counterintuitive, that are true. Let's take a look here. Representative Clay Higgins. The preliminary investigative report is reflective of my determination to deliver full truth to the American people. So let's take a look at this. All right. Let's make this a little bigger. Congressman Clay Higgins, a member of the task force on the attempted assassination of Donald J. Trump, released his preliminary investigative report, candidly discussing some of his objective findings following his boots on the ground trip to Butler, Pennsylvania on August 4th, 5th, and 6th. The preliminary investigative report was submitted to Task Force Chairman Mike Kelly on August 12th, 2024. The document was intended to foster discussion amongst task force members. It is being embargoed for several days pending authorization to release from the task force chain of command. All right, let's take a look at the notable observations here. U.S. Secret Service did not retrieve the radios that had been set aside for them by Butler County Tactical Command. The radio comms were properly and perfectly arranged during the extensive pre-mission planning. So all of this lack of communication, what are the chances that this would happen? What are the chances that would happen? Does this happen in 1 in 10 rallies, 1 in 100 rallies, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000? These all seem to be basic things. This doesn't make things any less suspicious, and that's obviously not the intent of these notes either. All 8 casings from shots fired by crooks were recovered and are allegedly in proper possession of the FBI. Not that that means anything. The 9th shot fired on January 13 was from a Butler SWAT operator from the ground about 100 yards away from the AGR building. Shot 9 hit Crook's rifle stock and fragged his face, neck, right shoulder area from the stock breaking up. The 10th and I believe final shot was fired from the Southern Counter Sniper team. My effort to examine Crooks's body on Monday, August 5th, caused quite a stir and revealed a disturbing fact. The FBI released the body for cremation 10 days after June 13th. The FBI released the body for cremation 10 days after J13. The water tower was cleared by drone J13 and by the county tactical commander, ESU Commander Lenz himself. So the most interesting thing here is that they got rid of that body awful quick. Awful quick. Why? They didn't have to. They didn't have to. It all that's quite a revelation there, but also too, Secret Service did not retrieve the radios that had been set aside for them by Butler County Tactical Command. What? The radio comms were properly and perfectly arranged during the extensive pre-mission planning. How does that happen? How does that happen? Maybe that's actually bigger than the body being cremated. That is insane, right? That's like somebody didn't want them communicating with each other for some reason. At an event where this kid somehow managed to trick all of the layers of security at this event to get to the most obvious possible place that a shooter could go. Is it feeling like this could possibly be just a series of unfortunate errors? Just weird, unprecedented, catastrophic errors. Just what a coincidence. What a coinky-dink. Well, you know what I think? I think obviously there was an inside man here. I think probably the person running the event. That's what I think. Running the whole security for the event. There's no way this was all just a series of just unfortunate, massively improbable, catastrophic errors. Not buying that. Rosie says, no cremation. Was there an autopsy talk screen? Well, we don't know any of this, right? And Well, I mean, whatever they say it is, I mean, you have to take their word for it now, right? There can't be an independent investigation because the body's gone. Is anybody really believing anything that comes from the Secret Service or from the, I guess, more saliently, the FBI in this? I mean, Christopher Wray came out and said, well, I mean, maybe Trump got shot, maybe he didn't, maybe it was just shrapnel or something. I don't know. The next day they came out and said, no, he definitely was shot. Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, do you think he really just made that mistake? Do you think he really just made that mistake? He really didn't know? Of course not. That was calculated to diminish the event in the eyes of the public. Because of that photo of Trump with his fist raised, how powerful that was. Obviously a coordinated effort to the media everywhere to memory hold that. Do you remember being told by Kimberly Cheadle that there's nobody on the roof because it was too slanted? That actually, no, it wasn't that. It was actually too hot. That was the next thing, right? Lies, lies, lies. Lies, lies, and more lies. So, Talks reports. I mean, that might be interesting to know. Will anybody believe it? What other information could there be that is now gone? What other evidence could there have been I'm sure there's evidence that we couldn't even imagine, that we wouldn't think of, that's now gone forever. It's now just the word of the FBI. I mean, it all just seems awful suspicious, don't it? I mean, on top of that, what they finally had a press conference. The Secret Service had a press conference like 2 weeks after. The FBI never had a press conference. The Attorney General never had a press conference on it. I mean, they talked in front of, the only reason you saw them talking is because they were talking in front of Congress. Zero interest. What a lack of curiosity on the media's part, not demanding. There would have been constant serious press conferences every day had it been Biden, had the attempt been on Biden. Is Trump just a curious lack of curiosity from everybody? Oh, we're just not going to talk about it. Oh, we don't need a press conference. Not that big of a deal. We don't even know if he really got shot after all. It all adds up to inside job to me. Xerxes says, only an idiot would not see the likely probability that Trump's assassination was a CIA FBI operation. 100% agree. George Kirby says, Secret Service member abandoned her post at a North Carolina rally to breastfeed hers baby. I saw that. Good Lord. I mean, maybe the Secret Service just is that degraded and incompetent now. Maybe after, it only took like 3 years of DEI to just completely destroy it, possibly. I don't know. I'm still not buying incompetence for all of this stuff. Xerxes says, good reason to not have her working for the Secret Service. Duh. Yes, but what about equity? What about equity, Xerxes? Come on. What about DEI? I mean, that is literally the left's reasoning. G Flood, good to see you in the chat. He says the same reason they washed the roof about an hour after the shooting to destroy evidence. Yep. So body cremated 10 days after, right? Now, anything that you might have learned from there, now gone, right? You just got to take their word for it now. Washing off the roof about an hour after the shooting. It was right. It was that night they washed it off, right? Again, destroyed evidence. That's weird. That doesn't seem like that would be protocol. Do you think that would be, you think the crime scene would be preserved if they were taking it seriously? If anybody was actually trying to get to any kind of truth? You'd think that would matter. Huh. All points to that kid wasn't working alone. That's what it points to for me. I mean,
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
no, I don't. Rosie says, did anyone else hear the forensic sound analysis video? I did see something on Chris Martinson about that. It says shots fired from at least 3, maybe 4 distances and different types of firearms. See, this is the thing, right? Is that where were all the press conferences? Now, the press conference they finally did have was totally useless, right? Totally useless. The information we've gotten has been completely useless. What the FBI director or assistant director came out and told us about, he didn't talk about the intranet, the Gab posts on the social media site Gab, which apparently they requested. The owner of Gab came out and said, yeah, they asked for this. These are the messages we think are from the shooter, from Crooks, and they were all Biden supporting. They're all Democrat supporting, right? But then they came out and said, oh, well, there's these other ones that, they didn't mention the Gab ones, by the way, the ones they asked for themselves. They came out and talked about some other ones, which they didn't name where they were from, and they didn't give any details, just said, well, these might be from him, and these are definitely right wing. Definitely, believe us. We can't show them to you or where they're from or anything like that, but definitely right wing. Come on. Rosie says, Xerxes, yes, a planned operation. It's obvious, right? It couldn't be more transparent at this point. All right. Okay. So we've got that. What else do we have? Chris Martins. Here's Chris Martinson here. Well done, Mr. Higgins. Thank you. I'm sorry to say I cannot determine a plausible explanation for the FBI's behavior as the prime investigators of the crime scene. Until proven otherwise, I will have to conclude malfeasance. Yes, I think that you'd have to be an idiot to not do that at this point. I think we're right. What about the suppressed gunfire? Have you heard that? Have you seen the Audacity chart? Well, I think we probably all see. We're not going to get up. We got a long way to go tonight. Holy, we're already 49 minutes in. Good Lord. Let's see. Okay. So we were talking about another emergency landing for a Trump plane. Again, Trump wasn't on this one. Maybe he was supposed to be on it. It all makes you very nervous, doesn't it? I mean, I think I'm starting to see a pattern here. I think I'm starting to see a pattern. Dangerous things happening to Trump and, Trump's airplane with J.D. Vance on it. Certainly, again, did somebody think Trump was going to be on the plane? Is this just feeling like more than coincidence? Again, Trump, please get somebody, a food taster. Please you know what? I wish they could have Nancy Pelosi taste this food, right? Although they'd probably, poison her to get to him anyway. So I don't know. Let's go back. Did I have anything else here on this? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Anna Paulina Luna. Now we've got her coming up as well in the X section of this. I like her. I have just obtained a photo that was taken by an individual at a rally in Pennsylvania of crooks with the gun used to shoot at President Trump walking around prior to the assassination attempt. This photo was submitted to LEO in Pennsylvania. To my knowledge, this photo has not been released until now. So there he is, and it looks like he's carrying a firearm, a long gun there. Does it not? Does it not? Well, it was just a bunch of mistakes. where everything possible was done to make sure that that half-retarded kid could get a shot off at the president. And his planes keep malfunctioning too. I guess that's a bit of a coincidence as well. Look at all these coincidences. What a crazy world it is, right? Now, it's a blurry picture, but we know that he did have a rifle, and that does look like a rifle there. So, and there's the building, right? You can see that's the roof of it there with the slightly sloped roof. Huh. I don't feel like an idiot. Let's see. So we've been through all this stuff. All right. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all this craziness? All this lunacy? Xerxes says, everyone knows the deep state was running out of options to get rid of Trump. Now what? Well, now they're going to throw him in prison. When are they sentencing him? In September? So, for the utterly absurd hush money trial in New York. So now they'll put him in prison. There's a lot of rumors that they've been preparing special part of Rikers Island to put Trump into it. And that Judge Merchan, as corrupt as they come, he will do anything that he's asked, that the deep state asks him. So I think that's what's next. Although, I mean, look, his planes keep breaking down for some reason. Have you heard of that ever happening before for Trump's planes? I never heard of that happening once, any emergency landings. All of a sudden, twice in just a couple of weeks? That seems a bit strange. Right after an assassination attempt? Huh. G Flood said, to be fair, doors on Boeing planes have been malfunctioning a lot lately. Well, that is true. That is true. Let's see. JDL says, go Greyhound bus. Donald J. Trump. That might be an option. Again, they'll cut his brake lines, though. G Flet says, that's not a backpack. Well, talking about that picture? Yeah, that's not a backpack. Rosie says, I think there should be more than Secret Service. Food tasters, yes. Private security guards, private advanced teams, private pilots, private mechanics for all vehicles, and the Secret Service. Yeah. Well, he probably has private mechanics for the private people maintain the planes, but I mean, it's not like that wouldn't be vulnerable, right? Again, he's never seemed to have any problems with his planes before. Just suddenly, twice in a couple of weeks, it's feeling pretty weird to me. Let's see. Rosie says, Greyhound would throw off everyone. So unexpected. Good idea. Candle Monkey, good to see you. He's asking, what's Richie going on about tonight? The usual stuff. Xerxes says he's caffeinated up. That's true. Rumbum says CIA has to go and the FBI needs a complete overhaul. It seems that way. Kirby says they need to bring in the Marines to protect Trump. Now, I like that idea. I mean, it's really terrifying. It's really terrifying. I mean, here's the thing with Trump. He's not just the only thing standing between the deep state, between World War III and the American people. It's everybody. It's everybody. They say when the United States sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. Like he really is the avatar for Western civilization at this point. It's pretty much just him. I mean, we're going to elect in Pierre Poilievre next year. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I'm cautiously optimistic, but Canada is just, it's a tenth the size of the United States. It's the United States that really sets the future of the globe. And I'm terrified of a future with Kamala Harris. because whatever trouble, whatever ruin she brings upon the United States, that's going to be visited upon everywhere. Let's see. All right. Let's go to let's get on to something else for a second. You know what I want to do? Let's get well, how long are we going? We're going 56 minutes. I think at this point we're gonna just cut off the YouTube stream. And then maybe I'll do an ad for you guys. So YouTube is going to be shut off now. We are going to continue on with Rumble. And we continue with Rumble. We'll be going with Rumble for at least another 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. Reason we do that is because Rumble is awesome and YouTube sucks ass. So it's a very simple explanation. I don't need to go into detail about it. YouTube is a censorship platform and Rumble is a free speech platform. So we continue with Rumble and we all have a great time doing it as well. So I think anybody who's been watching on YouTube, I do appreciate it, but join us over on Rumble. The water's great. The chat's awesome. You're going to love everybody over there. They're going to welcome you in with open arms. They know you've been suffering over on YouTube. They know it. And they have compassion and empathy for you. All right. So we will see you over on Rumble in just a moment, I hope. But good night for this evening on YouTube.